Hi, I'm Tricia, an organic gardener. I grow organically for a healthy and safe food supply, for a clean and sustainable environment, for an enjoyable and rewarding experience. I love living in a rural area with wildlife all around me. There is one wild creature that takes some effort to get along with, and that's the mule deer. The ancient Chinese general Sun Tzu said, "Know thy enemy and know yourself." And the more you know about deer and understand how they react to your gardening, the better you're going to be able to get along with them. Deer are browsers and not grazers. They prefer woody or broadleaf plants over grasses, and they can reach up to 6 feet high. 30% of a deer's water comes from what they eat, so they're more attracted to well-irrigated plants and plants with new succulent spring growth. When does are having their babies and bucks are growing their antlers, they have high carbohydrate needs. So they're going to target plants that are nutritious, and those are the plants that are well fertilized. Deer are creatures of habit. Past deer damage will predict future deer damage. And there's 3 methods of control: repellents, fencing, and deer-resistant plants. Repellents, such as these from Plant Skid, Liquid Fence, and Have a Heart, are effective, but they require reapplication throughout the season. Apply repellents before deer damage occurs, and at times when your plants are most susceptible to deer damage, such as early spring or late fall when food supplies start to wane. There's only one surefire method to prevent deer damage, and that's fencing. I like this plastic mesh deer fence. It's quick to install, and it does keep the deer out. For vulnerable plants, like vegetable gardens and orchards, fencing is your best option. Fencing like this, or at least a tree guard, is essential for small trees. Deer don't have to eat a tree to kill it. When bucks are shedding their velvet, they like to use saplings to remove the velvet. Look at the damage that they did to the trunk of this small tree. The last strategy is to plant deer-resistant plants. There's no such thing as deer-proof plants. Resistance is highly regional, seasonal. It's affected by the weather, the food availability, and the deer populations. When planting a deer-resistant landscape, it's important to get a list of deer-resistant plants for your region. In our area, which is the Sierra Nevada foothills, the book Deer in My Garden by Carolyn Singer is an excellent resource. You can also talk to your master gardeners and local nursery professionals for regional suggestions. Keep in mind that when deer get hungry, they will eat just about anything. Deer resistance is usually graded by rarely damaged, occasionally damaged, frequently damaged, or deer candy. Among the rarely damaged plants are aromatic plants such as alliums, sage, mint, rosemary, things like that. And they also tend to stay away from prickly or fuzzy-leaved plants. They seem to dislike plants with a latex waxy sap, like figs. Another group of plants that the deer dislike are palms and ornamental grasses, and that's because they don't have a lot of moisture content. When planting the landscape, many gardeners find the zoning approach works well. That means separating your garden into zones, starting from your home and working outwards. In the farthest zone, plant the seldom damaged plants that require less irrigation. In the middle zone, place the occasionally damaged plants and be ready with the occasional deer repellent application at high-risk times. Cozy any deer candy plants right up to your house where you can keep an eye on them. You can also add an extra layer of protection by planting a plant that deers like this crepe myrtle, amongst plants that they don't like. Deer resistance is highly variable, but the more you know about deer, the better you can plan your garden. So don't get mad, get informed, and grow organic for life.